Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. In today's class, we are going to learn how to calculate operating cost ratio. Right? And we are also going to learn how we are going to calculate operating profit ratio. Right? Ratio analysis. Unit 9. Right? Now, operating cost ratio. Now, operating cost ratio is the proportion of operating cost to the revenue from operations. So, your operating cost in relation to revenue from operation. Revenue from operation is nothing but your sales. So, this ratio is a test of operational efficiency of the business. And how is it calculated? Operating cost ratio is operating cost divided by revenue from operations into 100. Now, how to calculate operating cost? Operating cost is nothing but cost of revenue from operations plus operating expense. Okay, so here operating cost is equal to cost of revenue from operation plus operating expense. Now, what is operating expense? Operating expense will include all the employee benefit expenses like salary. Okay, then you have depreciation, other expenses related to office and admin expense, selling and distribution expenses. So all this will be included in your operating expenses. Okay, what all operations you have undertaken to convert the raw materials into the finished goods, right? So all the operating expenses. So lower the operating ratio indicates better profitability. So lesser the operating cost ratio, higher is the margin available for payment for non-operating expenses. So this will be one of the choose the correct answers, a very important question. So non-operating expenses such as interest on loan, loss on sale of fixed assets, etc. Okay. So interest on loan is a non-operating expense. Loss on sale of fixed asset also is a non-operating expense. Now let us go into the first illustration. Okay. And as you do the problem, you will understand it better. Now illustration 14, you have given a statement of profit and loss of Maria Limited for the year 31st March 2018, calculate operating cost ratio. Now they've given you revenue from operations 8 lakhs. Okay, so that is it. Now 20,000 they have other income, and they've given you something like expense. They've given you expenses where you have your purchase, then sale, change in inventories. This is your opening and my opening stock minus your closing stock, which is change in inventories. Then employee benefits. Employee benefits will be your salary. Okay. It can be salary, it can be wages, and they've given you other expenses. Now, details of this they are mentioned in the working notes. See a detail of one. What are the employee benefits? Now, employee benefits they say wages. Wages is the direct expense. It will be in your trading account. Now, salary is an indirect expense. It will be in your P&L account. So, 10 plus 12, 22,000 you have here. Right. Then you have other expenses. What are the details of other expenses? It's a working note. They're giving you notes of accounts. Here, notes of accounts. So, 2. So, 2 they have mentioned other expenses. Other expenses you have admin expense, you have selling expense, you have loss on sale of fixed assets. See, loss on sale of fixed assets will not appear because it's a non-operating expense. Fine. So now that we have this, shall we continue with the problem? I'll teach you how to do the problem here. Now let us first of all write the formula. Formula is operating cost ratio. Now operating cost ratio is equal to operating cost into 100 divided by revenue from operation. Revenue from operations. Fine. Now, what is this revenue from operations? It's already given in the problem. You don't have to hunt for it. Now, all you have to do is find out the operating cost. So, operating cost is what? Cost of revenue from operation. Cost of revenue from operations plus operating expense. Okay. So, what is cost of revenue from operations? Cost of revenue from operations. So now that is nothing but purchase plus change in inventories plus your direct expense. Okay. Now what are operating expenses? Operating expenses are nothing but operating expense. What is operating expenses? Nothing but employee benefits, employee benefit expense plus depreciation plus other expenses like selling and admin expenses, distribution expenses, office expenses, etc. Fine. Now first let us find out the cost of revenue from operations. Now that we have all the formulas here, cost of revenue from operation. So that is equal to what? Let us get into the problem and find out what is the purchase. Fine. Now what is the total purchase you have in the problem? Purchase is here 4,50,000 you have. So 4,50,000 is your purchase, and then 4,50,000 plus change in inventories. What is the change in inventories? Let us refer the problem here. Change in inventories is for minus 40,000. See, they're giving you minus 40,000 change in inventories. And then direct expense you have to see, right? So direct expenses, your wage is 10,000. So 40,000, 1 lakh, 4,50,000 minus, okay, minus 40,000. Okay, plus your direct expense. What is the direct expense? Your wages. Wages is how much? 10,000. So plus 10,000. So, 4 lakh minus 4 lakh 50,000 minus 40, 4 lakh 10,000. So that comes to 4 lakh 20,000. Fine. Now next we have to find out operating expense. So operating expense. So operating expense is all your employee benefit. Employee benefit is what your salary. Okay, what is the salary here? 12,000. Okay. So there you go with 12,000 salary. So that is 12,000. Okay. Plus what you have? Your other administration and selling expenses. That is rupees 20,000. Plus you have your 12,000. So that you write here, you can write your admin expenses plus selling and distribution expense. Okay, expense. So that comes to how much? Here you have 20, 30, that is around 28,000. So salary, how much is your salary? Let us see what is your admin salary. Salary is 12,000. Okay, salary is 12,000 and you have 20 and 28,000. 20 is your admin expense and 28 is your selling expense. 20 and 28. So this is 20 and this is your 28. Okay, so that comes to 20 plus 12 plus 28. So 0, 5, 60,000. Rupees 60,000. Fine. So now is it easy for you? You have total now 4,20,000 plus 60,000. So what is that? This is your operating. This is your operating cost. Fine. So this is your operating cost. That means 4,80,000. So now operating cost is 4,80,000. What is your revenue from operations? Your revenue from operation easy just 8 lakhs, which is there in the problem, into 100. Now I think it is easy for you to find out. Hmm? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 5, cancel it. Then you have your 480 by 8. So you can 480 divided by 8 into 480 divided by 8 lakhs. So 8 will go here. 8 are 48, 6 are 48. 6 are 48, 60%. So there you have your operating cost ratio. That's 60%. And I hope you understood this problem. Next we'll be proceeding to another problem, exercise problem number